Hello, this is Claude Sports Corner, and we're a couple of days from kickoff time in the NFL, so I'm back with more predictions. This time I'm in the Afc South, and of course I'm going to start with the team I feel will be the last place team in that division, and that's the Tennessee Titans. Now, they will be improved over last season, no question about it. I love the fact that they do have an identity of a two-headed rushing attack with DeMarco Murray and the Heisman Trophy winner, Derrick Henry. And those two guys, I feel, will do very well. And they do have a decent offensive line with Taylor Lewan anchoring it. And Marcus Mariota, listen, what's a quarterback's best friend? It's a good running game because you can do play action and sets up everything else. Now, who's he going to throw it to? Well, Kendall Wright has been really mediocre at best. He's been oft injured, and sometimes he doesn't always show up, it seems like. But they do like this receiver. I forgot the guy's name. They like him so much they got rid of Dorial Green-Beckham, who actually showed some flashes, but I understand why they made the trade. Now, their defense, you know what? Dick LeBeau has been very good for a very long time. But as a Steeler fan, listen, I cannot forgive him for that Tim Tebow fiasco. That should have been his last game as a Steeler defensive coordinator. Now, has he done a decent job? He doesn't have all the parts yet. I do like Casey. He's a very good defensive lineman. But they need a few more pieces around him, of course. Arakpo is pretty decent, but he's on the downside now. They're a couple of guys away, but Tennessee's going to make some improvements. I'm going to say they'll be 6-10 this season, but at the very bottom of the AFC South. Now, the next team that I have, you know what? I've been really struggling with this. And I understand that they got Brock Osweiler. Listen, he's better than what they had. He's still like you know what? He's still maybe the third best quarterback in this particular division because you have to put Luck and Bortles over him. Mariota, he might be slightly ahead of him, and that's only because of the experience. And you can make a case that he is still the worst quarterback in that division because I think Mariota's going to have a better year than Osweiler myself. And he's got DeAndre Hopkins. He should have a better year. DeAndre Hopkins is the third best receiver in football. I don't want to hear about Odell Beckham. And listen, Odell is a great wide receiver. He is. But DeAndre Hopkins had the worst quarterbacking in pro football last year and put up the numbers that he did. Now, listen, we already know who the top two are. Antonio Brown, Julio Jones. You could say they're 1 and 1A. Then DeAndre Hopkins is number 2. You want to put Odell number 4? You want to put Odell number 4. You could. Jeez. I tell you what, that Landry kid in Miami is pretty good too, I'm telling you. But it's easy. The top 3 are very easy right now. Josh Gordon, I don't think he'll be the same player. I think he'll be very good, and he will help out Cleveland. But listen, you can't trust him, so I can't put him on this list. Dez Bryant, I think, will make a comeback as well for the Cowboys, just to be fair. I think he'll be in the top 5 when it's all said and done. But right now, we already know who the top 3 are. Now, Houston does get J.J. Watt to start the season. I'm shocked that he will play. But let's face it, Houston needs him. They're a totally different team without him. And let's face it, they weren't that great with him. They did win the division, which is a testament to how good a coach Bill O'Brien is. He really is a very good coach. But I don't trust Osweiler. I just don't trust him. I do like the running back, but Lamar Miller is very good. If he goes down, forget it. But you know what? I'm going to choose Houston for 8-8. Could they go 9-7, 10-6? Yeah, they probably. Hey, listen, they could. If Osweiler is as good as he's supposed to be, they can win this division again. But I just have a feeling. And listen, Jadeveon Clowney, my God, he's the biggest bust I've ever seen. He's the worst. I mean, he is the defensive version of Ryan Leaf. He really is. He's bad. I mean, if he gives you less than 5 sacks, they need to cut him. But I choose Houston for 8-8. Now, everybody's been on the Jacksonville bandwagon, and I do have them improving. In fact, I have them at 9-7. Blake Bortles is the second best. You could make a case that he's the best quarterback in the division, especially judging off of last season. Then they get Chris Ivory, but the best move I think they made was getting Malik Jackson to anchor that defensive line. Listen, him, Dante Fowler, listen, they could have a serious pass rush this year, and which is what they need because their secondary is just garbage. But I'll tell you what, that rookie, I like him. I like Ramsey. That was a great pick for them. He might end up being the best defensive back in the draft. I like their upside. Now we're going to find out if Gus Bradley is a good NFL head coach. We'll give him a pass those other years. They did make some marked improvement last year. This year, they must, to me, challenge for the division and make the playoffs. But I choose Jacksonville to go 9-7. And I have to go with the Indianapolis Colts. You know what? They had so many injuries last year. And for them to finish the way they did, listen, this is Chuck Pagano's last hurrah here. He doesn't make the playoffs here. He doesn't win the division. He's gone. Period. Point blank. No excuses. Unless Andrew Luck gets hurt again. Now, to me, Andrew Luck is the best quarterback in the division. He has to cut down on the interceptions. Frank Gore quietly had a decent year last year. He really did. Now, his receiving core, I like Moncrief, T.Y. Hilton. They do need a big stud receiver. And listen, I think Philip Dorsett is going to blossom. I really do. A lot of speed there. They need a big physical receiver, though. They don't have that guy. And their tight end, you know what? That was a big loss, losing Fleener. Now, I understand that they do have another tight end. He's very good. I get it. Dixon's good. But Kobe Fleener and Andrew Luck, they had something going. And for them to break it up, I think is a mistake. But I do feel they have enough on defense. Vontae Davis, one of the top 5 shutdown corners in the NFL. No question about it. They need another guy to generate pass rush, but they're pretty solid on defense. And I'm going to choose the Indianapolis Colts to win the AFC South. And I believe that they will finish at 11-5 this season. And those are my picks for the AFC South. This is Claude Sports Corner. Please like and subscribe. Take care and God bless.